When you hear the words, the best bomber in the world, you probably picture something like this, or maybe this. But what if I told you neither of them may truly deserve the title? In fact, the best bomber in the world might be the one you least expect. It's not about who looks cooler. It's about stealth, speed, endurance, and sometimes sheer stubbornness. This is the story of the world's most formidable bombers, and why choosing the best isn't as simple as it sounds. So, what actually makes a bomber the best? Is it the one that can fly across oceans without stopping? The one that carries enough firepower to level a small country? The one that slips past enemy radar like a ghost? Or maybe it's the one that's still flying after 6 decades, quietly reminding the world that age is just a number. The truth? It depends. Because the best isn't about looking sleek at an air show. It's not about shiny new tech or futuristic shapes. It's about one brutal, simple mission: to bring destruction anywhere on Earth, whenever your leaders decide it's necessary. And to do that, you need more than just one kind of bomber. Some rely on stealth, vanishing from the enemy's sight. Some count on raw speed, so fast you can't intercept them. Others, they just keep flying. Year after year, reliable, familiar, always there, like a dark cloud on the horizon. Different bombers, different strategies. So to find the best, we have to look at all of them. First up, the one you probably expected, the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit. A flying wing, straight out of a science fiction movie. No tail, no sharp edges, just smooth, curved lines. All designed to do one thing: disappear. The B-2 isn't fast. It isn't cheap. But in the world of stealth, it's still the gold standard. Thanks to its radar-absorbing materials and unique shape, the B-2 can sneak deep into enemy territory, undetected, and deliver whatever message its payload carries. Nuclear bombs? Sure. Precision-guided conventional weapons? Of course. And the best part? It can hit targets over 11,000 kilometers away without refueling. With mid-air refueling, theoretically anywhere on Earth. But here's the thing most people forget. Stealth comes at a price. Each B-2 costs around $2 billion. Maintaining them is a logistical nightmare, and there are only 20 of them in existence. So while they're impressive, they're also rare and vulnerable when parked on the ground. In other words, the B-2 is a masterpiece, but it's not invincible, and definitely not the only contender for the best. If the B-2 Spirit is all about stealth, this next one is all about speed and brute force. Meet the Tupolev Tu-160. NATO calls it Blackjack, but in Russia they call it the White Swan, and for good reason. It's huge, it's sleek, it's the fastest, largest, and heaviest supersonic bomber ever built. Powered by 4 massive engines, the Tu-160 can reach speeds over 2,200 kilometers per hour, faster than the speed of sound, while carrying up to 45 tons of bombs or cruise missiles. But don't let its elegant nickname fool you. This one isn't designed for peace. It was born during the Cold War, built to fly thousands of kilometers, strike strategic targets, even with nuclear weapons, and then disappear into the sky at supersonic speed. But here's where the Tu-160 shows its age. Unlike the B-2, it isn't stealthy. Radar can see it coming from far away. But its designers gambled on something else: speed, altitude, and firepower. Sometimes, going fast and carrying a lot is still a pretty solid strategy. Is it the most advanced bomber? Not really. But the most powerful? It's definitely in the conversation. And then there's this. The B-52 Stratofortress. It doesn't look stealthy. It doesn't look fast. Honestly, it doesn't even look modern, because it's not. First flown in 1952, the B-52 has been in service for over 70 years. That's longer than most of the pilots flying it, and probably longer than some countries have even existed. But don't let its ancient appearance fool you. The B-52 is still deadly, and it's not retiring anytime soon. It can carry nearly 32 tons of bombs, cruise missiles, even nuclear weapons. It has an operational range of over 14,000 kilometers with aerial refueling, and most importantly, it's reliable. Cheap to maintain compared to high-tech stealth planes, capable of loitering for hours, launching missiles from a safe distance. In fact, the B-52 has been used in every major conflict involving the US since Vietnam. And thanks to constant upgrades, new avionics, improved engines, smart weapons, the Air Force plans to keep these giants flying well into the 2050s. So, what does that mean? Sometimes, the best bomber isn't the sleekest or the fastest. Sometimes, it's just the one that never goes away. But the real game changer isn't in the sky just yet. It's still hidden behind classified hangars and carefully staged press photos. The B-21 Raider, America's next-generation stealth bomber. The first true sixth-generation bomber in history. On the surface, it looks a lot like the B-2 Spirit. Same flying wing design, same sharp alien-like profile. But under the skin, it's a different beast entirely. The B-21 is built to be cheaper, stealthier, and more flexible. It's designed for both nuclear and conventional missions. It can operate with or without a human pilot, and thanks to an open architecture, its technology can be upgraded without rebuilding the whole airframe. In theory, the B-21 could remain operational for decades, adapting to threats that don't even exist yet. And here's the real twist. No one outside the program knows exactly how stealthy it is. But Pentagon officials have made one thing very clear. This bomber is designed to survive in places where the B-2 might not. It's expected to enter service by the end of this decade, and when it does, it could redefine how the world thinks about strategic bombing. But the United States isn't the only country with a stealth bomber on the horizon. China wants in on the game. This is the Shan H-20, or at least what we think it is. Officially, almost nothing is confirmed. Leaked models, blurry images, rumors, that's all the public has to work with. But here's what most analysts agree on. The H-20 is China's first true long-range stealth bomber. And its purpose? To project Chinese military power far beyond its shores. Reports suggest a flying wing design, similar to the B-2, a range of around 8,000 kilometers, enough to hit US bases in Guam, Hawaii, maybe even beyond. Conventional and nuclear strike capability. And of course, stealth. If the H-20 lives up to the hype, it would be a huge leap forward for China's Air Force. But right now, it's still wrapped in secrecy. No public flight, no confirmed performance data, just a lot of speculation and concern from Western defense analysts. One thing's for sure, the age where only the US and Russia field strategic bombers is coming to an end. So, after all that, who really holds the crown? The sleek and silent B-2? The supersonic Tu-160? The ancient, unstoppable B-52? Or the stealthy newcomers, the B-21 and the mysterious H-20? The truth? There's no clear winner, because the best bomber isn't about one plane. It's about the mission. It's about the strategy. It's about sending a message, sometimes without ever firing a shot. If you need to sneak into the heart of enemy territory, stealth rules. If you need raw speed and payload, the Tu-160 still flexes its muscles. If you want a platform that just keeps flying decade after decade, you can't ignore the B-52. And if you want to see where the future is heading, keep your eyes on the B-21 Raider, and don't underestimate China's H-20. Because one thing's for sure, the bomber isn't going extinct. It's evolving. Faster, stealthier, more versatile, and more unpredictable than ever. And that is probably not what you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments, which bomber do you think rules the skies?